We're always in such a rush that we forget it doesn't take long to make someone else's day, to just go out of your way for just 2 seconds to just say something nice to people. So understand the little moments that you think are nothing can be everything for someone else. If you're tired, not feeling fit, tired, just not having to focus, tired, just not having the life that you deserve, this is your place to be. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the Live 100 podcast. Today, we are talking about the difference maker in your life. So I had the opportunity to speak at this great event a few weeks back, and it was awesome because I was able to bring my family with me. Now, it was just close enough. It was like that in between, right? Where it's like too far to drive, but too close to fly, right? And it almost takes you twice as long to fly, especially when you have a bunch of kids with you. By the time you get to the airport, you get everything, get your luggage, get it all checked in, you get and wait for the plane, you get in the plane, then you get there, then you have to find either a rental car or an Uber and all those parts. And also not the flexibility to leave what you want, take more time than just to drive. So we ended up driving, got in the Suburban, and here we go. We're on our way and we arrive here at the event. And when we pulled up, there was Valet, and we pulled up to the Valet, and there was just this gentleman seemed aloof, right? Seemed indifferent, seemed like wasn't fully engaged, just wasn't having his moment, right? And we got out and just doing our thing, and there was nothing bad from the guy. He wasn't vibrant, exuberant, and we started just to unload. He brought over the cart, and lo and behold, my youngest, Leo, he's the hugger of the family. He hugs everybody everywhere we go. He jumps out of the car and runs right up to this guy, right, and hugs this guy. And just the look in his face, sometimes we get all sides of it, right? With Leo is that sometimes he's out there and people are excited. Sometimes people are completely caught up by surprise, or both in between, right? It's just not right for these people. Some people you can see it's just like, okay. And like, Leo, just hang on. You got to ask first. But he just ran up and just gave this guy this biggest hug. And what had happened is like there was this huge change in demeanor on the guy, right? He went from just kind of like there, right? Just in the space, just there, to just a smile on his face. And it was that smile. And then all of a sudden, energy, everything just turned around. It was helpful, it was great. Ends up, it says, hey, come here. It goes and shows us about this thing that's right inside the hotel. There's this huge arch right when you walk into this hotel. And if you whisper on one side of the arch, people on the other side of the arch, the way it's built, can actually hear you with this whisper. It's right, this like secret code of talking, right? So he's showing us all these things and get us welcome to the hotel, tells us about all the great things, and we go on our way, right? And so we spend our next few days here at the hotel. And when we're leaving, right, walk out, people are bringing the bags out. I walk out and hand my card, and lo and behold, who's there? It's the same guy. And he pulls me aside and he goes, man, I just want to really say thank you for the other day. I'm like, no, completely not thinking about what had occurred. He's like, right before you had showed up, I had this thing happen where I went out and I was helping someone unload the luggage, and the guy gave me his keys, and the little girl who was with the parents said, you're going to let this black man drive your car? And it just threw me really for a loop. I just felt horrible. I just felt awful because I couldn't believe that happened. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether or not it was just a young kid, and my young kids too, they label people by the color of their skin, not because they're young, they're just learning. And I'm not here to say my response on whether or not it was taken out of context and this kid was just saying this, or was really bad parenting, horrible parenting, or what, but it made this guy feel awful, feel absolutely horrible in his moment. And it made him feel less than anything. But when my son came up, and again, this is a black man, and my kid, half Hawaiian, half white, right? But he looks white, goes up and gives this guy a hug. It just changed the narrative for everything. We forget how much small moments in the world matter. We forget how much by just doing something little and kind each day can really change everything else for someone. And kindness wins in all lights. And we look at all these things that we have, that if people could just choose to be kind in each and every moment, the world would continue to just advance in amazing ways. I see so much when people are in disputes, it's that because someone just forgot to be kind and the other person couldn't get past it, couldn't let it go. And lo and behold, my little guy, he gave this guy a hug, and it changed everything for this guy. And it brought him full circle from a really deep, dark moment for him, where he just felt dejected, just felt horrible, to be able to just get back into it. And he said, after that happened with your son, it changed everything. I had a fantastic night. Everything was great. And it was just lights on because I wasn't stuck in that moment thinking that was the world in every format. It just was a moment. And you can go in two ways, right? If you're having moments right now, understand that's a moment you're going through. Understand that's something that's happening in the moment, but it's not your life. Moments happen that aren't fantastic, that aren't right, that don't feel good, but it doesn't have to set the tone for everything that follows. And you can't go and train or tell people how to act, right? Not everybody acts well. Not everybody acts nice. Not everybody is working on themselves like you are. Not everybody is putting in the effort like you are to be your best self. Some people haven't found that in themselves yet, and some people will never find that. 99% of the people out there are just going through the days and just taking the days for what it is, and honestly treating people however, off their hip, however they feel. But you can not live in the moment. You can live in the life that you have, that you are fully embraced with today, and you can win on every aspect. And on the side of that, you can be the difference maker on everybody else's life outside of yours. Now, what could that look like? It could be little things, just commenting on things, like noticing in people, oh, I see you got a haircut, or, oh man, I really like your car, or hey, you really do a great effort in that job right there, or thank you so much for getting this right. We're always in such a rush that we forget it doesn't take long to make someone else's day. It doesn't take a ton of effort to just go out of your way for just 2 seconds to just say something nice to people. It doesn't take really much more than you're going to do, because you're going to put that energy somewhere to just give that good positive energy out to someone else in front of you. So if you're sitting here and you're saying, you know what, I really need someone to go and give me that positive note in my day, you can get this in a reciprocal fashion by doing the same for others. It's going to set the tone, because that good energy is going to bring it full circle back to you. So understand, the little moments that you think are nothing can be everything for everybody else and everything for someone else. And we need that. We need that in our lives. If you're having a tough day, just smile through it. If you're saying, man, today has really been tough, there's been a lot on my mind, let's think about the one good thing that's happening and what one good thing we can do for somebody else. We have to get into singular focus and get out of the way of the unfocused, unprepared. Mentally, we feel challenged when we honestly don't have our head on straight, because we're feeling overwhelmed, because we're not penciling in and pinpointing the one thing in front of us that we can do right now to do something good out there, or to do some action to take. So look at your life and look at what's in front of you. And it solely is your responsibility to be the difference maker in your life and the difference maker in other people's life. There is nowhere out there that you have to stand that says that someone else needs to come up and make your day. But you know what's going to happen? If you go out there and make it a point to make it a day for somebody else in a great way, lo and behold, your day is just going to get better. It's going to get brighter. It's going to go and just be that much more fantastic. And my little guy, he's going to keep hugging people, whether I tell him to pull back or not. And I've seen the difference in people's expressions before and after 100 times now, where wherever they were right there, it's gotten 1,000 times better that moment after. How can you be the difference maker in someone else's life? Ask yourself that question today and then go out and do it. All right, that's what I have for you today. This is the Live 100 podcast. If you can do something for us to go make a difference in our podcast, go give it a 5-star rating and review and share this out with someone else who needs to hear this message today to go and be the difference maker in their life. That's what I have today. I'm Yarusi. Let's do this.